So here I am about to commence work on my R082 book cover project, and the first thing I need to do is get hold of a background picture of the world, and I immediately need to start thinking about legislation. I've got to go now to the internet and do a quick search. So I'm going to search here world map PNG. And the reason I put PNG is because I would like to have a transparent background. You can see here, it's saying that this one is transparent. And that's why we've got the little checkered background to indicate that. But I'm not going to try and download from here, which is a mistake a lot of people make, because this is actually just a JPEG image of the original. I need to go to this particular website here, and if I go to that favorite PNG website now, you'll see there I've got the full version, and immediately it says that I can download that. Now the reason it says that straight that I can download it is because it's indicating that it is free to use. Now, under normal circumstances, that might be okay for an individual or an educational establishment, but because whilst doing R082 and any of the other units, the exam will tell me I must work as if I am working commercially, then I need to go and check these things. So I'm going to go down to the bottom of the page here, and straight away it says all PNG images can be used for personal use unless stated otherwise. So what they're basically saying is that can be used for personal use, but actually it's probably not one that I can use in a commercial setting. So I might have to go back again and have another look for a different one. So, okay, so PNG image. Again, it's definitely a world map with a transparent background. It says so. Gives us a file resolution, which is quite good. So we know that it's a good quality one. Tells us about the image itself. But once again, just down here, it says it's a Creative Commons license. And that means, of course, that it is not free for commercial use. So if you want to know what the Creative Commons license means, just click on the button there and it will tell you, and here it is. So under this Creative Commons license, here it is, attributable. It is not something, so you may not use the material for commercial use. And as we know from the legislation, you are either going to have a image that is free, one for which you have permission to use it, or one for which you have paid a fee for. So in this particular instance, you would have to contact the website, and they might either tell you that they would do so, let you use it for a fee, or they might refer you to the actual owner of the image, and they would have to make that decision. Now let's have a look at how the legislation affects something that we have created. We are not supposed to use anybody else's image without their permission. However, there is a small codicil to that particular piece of legislation. If you're using just part of somebody else's work and then you create something which is then your work from that small part, then you become the owner of the copyright. So in this situation, I've created a tessellation here using hexes, and I've put portions of other pictures in on the background. So I haven't used the full picture, and I've made sure I've only used, in some cases, a very small part of it. That's only the center of that particular picture. And by doing so, I've created a completely new image. All of these things have been repurposed, and therefore this image is now the thing that I have ownership of. And therefore, if I put that on the internet, if somebody else wants to use that particular image, they would have to then actually come to me and ask whether they can use it, or whether I'll give it to them royalty free, or whether in fact I charge a fee for it. And the same thing would happen if I was, say, creating a logo. So if I was creating a logo such as I've done here for another project, that logo is mine, it's my creation, although again it's been created using the drawing tools within the Microsoft Office products. It's my design. I've put it together, that becomes my property, and once again, anybody else that wants to use it would then have to come to me to ask permission or to pay the fee that I've decided I want to levy for the use of that particular thing. And that overall is how legislation affects what we have to do when we are creating iMedia. The same would be the case if we were using film work. So it's not just still photos and images, it applies to film work as well in exactly the same way.